Hey, tonight on Game Night, Dave, Aaron, Lincoln, and Nikki are going to play Between Two Cities, a tile drafting city building game with cooperative elements. It plays 1 to 7 players. It's published by Stonemaier Games, and it's designed by Ben Rosset and Matthew O'Malley. So let's sit between two cities and lay some tiles.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Lincoln and Dave.
Will you teach us Between Two Cities?
Yes, I will.
Sweet.
All right. Between Two Cities is a tile drafting game where we build 2 cities each. And there's going to be a city between each set of 2 players. So I am going to be collaborating on a city with Nikki to my left and Dave to my right. You I'm not going to work with at all. But you're also going to work with Nikki and Dave on your cities. And we've got the 4 cities we've chosen here. Don't try to make any geographic sense of this, because there's no city that's between Rome and Cairo, and another one that's between Agra, India, and Paris. That's really not going to make sense.
We are the city. We're not between Rome and Cairo, right?
Oh, yeah, you are.
No, we are between 2 cities. I'm between these 2, you're between those 2.
I'm between Rome and Agra.
I'm saying it would be very difficult to draw the lines where we are. This
game is already broken.
You're right.
What?
No, it makes no sense. It's what kind of fantasy world does this take place on? All right, it's a very simple game, I'd say. Simple to learn, a lifetime to master. You play 3 rounds. And some of this is going to sound very familiar due to drafting games like 7 Wonders and Sushi Go, which we played on this very show. You are going to, I have some tiles set up here, but you're going to start round 1 with 7 tiles in your hand. And you're going to choose 2 of those and pass the rest to the left. I'll pass those there, and then once Nikki's made her decision, she passes 5 to you, and these will be the next 5 she gets. She's going to get these 5 tiles, choose 2, and then pass 3 to her left. You're going to get those last 3. We're all doing this simultaneously. And then the last tile of the 7 will just be thrown out of the game. You're going to use 6 of those 7 tiles will be used in somebody's city. And after each of those steps, you have 2 tiles. And you must place 1 on your right-hand city between, in your case, you and Nikki, and 1 in your left-hand city between you and Dave. We all place 1 to each side of the 2 tiles that we chose. But we all reveal them at the same time so we can see, oh, I chose this, Nikki chose this, maybe we're going to put it in this city. I chose this, Dave chose this. Because you're collaborating with your neighbor on the city, you're sort of working with them together. I'll come back to why you'd want to do that and what the choices would be. But you're going to take those 7 tiles.
Let me just clarify. We're going to pass 5. We're going to look at 7.
Choose 2,
pass 5, then play those 2.
Yes.
Then we draft again.
From the 5.
So it's draft, then play, draft, then play, draft, then play.
Got it.
Okay.
There's 3 rounds of that.
Okay.
When you play tiles to your cities, which are going to be between each player, you are creating a 4x4 grid of your city tiles. Your city at the end of the game will be exactly 16 spots of 4x4 and no larger and no smaller. You can build this however you want. You're not limited to, like when you place 1 tile, the next one can go in any orthogonal direction of it, touching it. You can't do this and build pieces that don't touch each other yet, but you can, once you've built a solid row of 4, now you know how wide your city is, and you can never put another tile on this side of it. But you can start building above or below. Once you hit the dimensions of your 4x4 tiles, now you know where your city's going to be. Round 2, after we've all placed 6 tiles in our 2 cities, is the duplex tile round. These double-sized tiles have 2 buildings on each of them. We're each going to draw 3 off the top of the random deck, and you again must choose 2 of these. One's just going to be thrown out, and you're choosing 2, and you're going to have to assign them to your left hand and your right hand.
So you're going to
city.
need to make sure you have space.
You will always have space.
Okay.
It's impossible to build a city that can't
2.
be. Yes, because you've only placed 6 tiles. You might end up sort of, if I've built this, then this tile may not go. I don't have that many choices as to where it goes, but you'll always have a spot for it. These duplex tiles you may not rotate your tiles. This one goes up and down, and this one goes side to side, so they have to fit into your city that way. Then we're going to do one more round of 7 tiles, passing to
The 1 squares.
the 1 squares. Yeah.
Okay.
You get a hand of 7. You use 2, pass 5. Use 2, pass 3. Use 2.
Opposite direction?
Opposite direction.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of
Well, you're
drafting
actually
games
doing
will do
that right now.
I
Okay.
am doing that right now, but I hadn't said it yet. So round 1 passes tiles to the left. Round 2, you place 2 duplex tiles. Round 3, you pass the tiles to the right, the single tiles. And that's it. At the end of that, you will have a 4x4 city grid in each of your 2 cities. Now, here's how to do that so that you score points and don't lose the game. There are 6 type of buildings that will go in your city. And here's how they score and what you want from them. Yellow cities are shops. You want to form direct, contiguous vertical or horizontal lines of shops. A shopping district must be in a straight line. And a shopping district of 1 tile, we of course have a card that tells us all these scoring bits so we can rewind it. 2 points, 5 points for 2 together, 10 for 3 in a row, 16 for all 4 across. If you create here's an example, 2 different rows, or a row and a column that cross each other, you do not get to double count any of your shops. This would be a 4 length for 16, and
that
then
would be a
this would
2.
just be a 2 length for 5. Yeah, you don't get to double count this one in both the row and the column. Factories are gray, and factories are worth, each factory tile is worth 2, 3, or 4 points, depending on whether that city has the most or second most or third or lesser most factories at the end of the game. So it's a majority sort of scoring for factories. The most industrialized city scores 4 points per factory. The next one scores 3 points per factory, and the lowest ones score 2.
Does everybody else? I mean, so only the 2 guys, and then everybody else is just 2 for everyone.
2 for every factory.
Well, unless
And
you
that
have
is-
0, right?
Right. That's a friendly tie. If our cities both have 5 factories, we each get 4 points per factory.
And does the next one get 3?
Yes, a tie for first place does not eliminate the second place
Super friendly
3-pointer,
ties.
and so on. Yeah, super
Cool.
friendly, uber
Okay.
friendly ties. All right, taverns are red. There are 4 types of taverns that specialize in beer or food or beds to sleep in or this other thing, music. And if you are scoring well for taverns, you have more of those symbols instead of just 1. Placing a second bed type tavern does very little for you, but getting all 4 symbols is great. That is worth 1 point for your first tavern symbol, 4 for having 2, 9 for having 3, and 17 for having all 4 of those tavern symbols.
And they can
in your
be
city.
anywhere in your city?
They can be anywhere in your city. Doesn't matter what they're touching. But like I said, a duplicate doesn't. A duplicate does start another set for you.
Makes sense.
But it's just 1 point to start. These are office buildings. These score. You can score up to a set of 6 for them, and they score basically 1 point for your first one, 2 points for your second one, 3 points for your third one, 4 points for your fourth one. So
it's
the
triangular.
set is worth 1, 3, 6, 10, 15. The largest set you can have is 6 for 21 points. If you have 7, you've started another set starting at 1 point each.
That makes sense.
And offices have a special 1 point bonus eligibility for being next to a red tavern. If an office blue tile is next to any one red tavern, they get a 1 point bonus. So, Lincoln, this office does not get a 3 point bonus, it just gets a 1 point bonus
Just for
being
okay.
next to any one tavern. But conversely, both of those offices can get the 1 point bonus from bordering that one same tavern. Okay? Parks are a nice place to visit. They are green, and they score for contiguous park size. Unlike the shops, they don't have to be in a straight line. You can have a park that meanders all over your city or goes right around the corner edges, as long as they all touch into one big unit. The scoring is a little interesting. Yeah, it's 2 points for a 1-size park, then it jumps to 8 for 2 and 12 for 3. And then it kind of stops being worth anything good because it's just 1 more point, 13 for 4, and 1 more point, 14 for 5. So really, like two 3-size parks would be amazing. That'd be 2 13-pointers, right?
If they don't touch, though, right?
They don't.
They'd have
If
to
they don't
not
touch each other, yes. A 3-size park over here and a 3-size park over here. last building category is houses. Houses are worth 1 to 5 points each, based on the number of other types of buildings you have in your city.
For variety, essentially.
For variety, yeah.
Based on the variety of your town.
Right. If I have a town with at least one of all the other types of things, I've got a red, a yellow, a gray, a blue, and a green, then all my houses are worth 5 points. If I never built a park and an office, then all my houses are only worth 3 points because I only have factories, shops, and taverns. The one thing you can do wrong in this game is build your house next to a factory. Any house next to a factory is an automatic 1 point score. So that people don't like to live next to factories. That's it.
Kind of cool and thematic.
The one big scoring wrinkle. So at the end of the game, we've all built our 4x4 cities. Mine and Dave's collaborative city. Mine and Nikki's. Yours and Nikki's. Yours and Dave's. And we tally up all the cities, the scores, and your score is your worst scoring city. So it's a little Knizia-like, a little mathy, that your best city is just going to be eliminated from the calculation, and then your lowest scoring city will determine the winner. A lot of times you'll have to, your second best city or your other city will be the tiebreaker. And the tiebreaker is your other city, which is going to be your higher scoring city. So if Dave and I tie for best worst city, our lowest city is here, Rome. So we're tied for best score with our lowest city. Then we would use our other cities as the tiebreaker.
Interesting. What if that's a tie?
Then it's a tie. Everybody wins.
Sweet.
Well, everybody that
was involved in that tie.
Yeah.
But
No, everybody wins. It's a weird tiebreaker rule.
All right, Dave's going to shuffle those up.
Yes, I am.
And these, and we are going to go between two cities. Oh, and I didn't explain this specifically. It's not, but you can pass the tiles however you want. But the game rules do sort of note that, like, I'll choose my tiles, and then I pass the other ones to Nikki to the left, and put this little marker on top of it, so she knows that I'm done, and those are my choices, and then everybody knows, what their tiles are or where to get them from.
Everybody knows.
It's a cute little passing mechanism.
Okay.
Everybody knows. Some
The tiles are
The
loaded.
deal is whatever.
I'd like to point out that you do absolutely want to count your money when you're sitting at the table. Sometimes it's very important
Yeah?
to know how much money you have.
Do you want to hold them sometimes, too?
I'm just saying, it's bad advice from Kenny Rogers.
We're also doing Leonard Cohen.
Leonard Cohen,
Oh.
yeah.
I was doing the gambler.
Well, everybody knows that
That dice
Does
are
everybody know
loaded.
that? I don't think everybody knows the dice are loaded.
Okay.
Well, apparently
Start with those.
they
All
are.
right, start giving
and
us
you
out
should
7,
know
and I'll
it.
give you more.
Apparently you should.
I'll give you more in a second.
There's a bunch of tiles there. Dave.
It's all random.
They're all the same till you turn them over.
How many more do you need?
I need 5 more tiles.
I think I gave you too many.
Yep.
You did.
All right, make sure those are 7 before you turn them over, because counting is difficult.
Especially with shuffling is as crazy
2,
as that.
3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7.
All right, look at them. The game has begun.
And we are passing which way?
The
To
game,
the left.
The game is afoot.
You are going to pass to me this whole round.
Okay.
Oh, so when the tiles are revealed, when we've all chosen and we flip over 2 tiles, you can discuss with your partners, hey, Nikki, let's start putting shops together here. Let's put this factory in not near the house. You're allowed to absolutely discuss strategy with your partner, but they may not decide the same thing that you will decide about your city.
Okay.
You have final choice as to where the 2 tiles you chose go.
I love this.
And it may
Okay.
not be the same
So this
place that
is-
your friend wants to put them.
Okay.
Got it?
I love this
Sure.
little rule.
This is
I never knew that was a rule.
and that.
It's in the rule book. It's a rule.
It's a rule.
It's a fact.
Flip over your 2 tiles.
Boom.
Boom.
Oh, Lincoln,
now
look at
decide which
this
city they're
sweetness.
going in.
Look at this sweetness. We're getting this.
What are your best friends over there?
Yep.
No, that's awesome. If I had a park, I would have loved that too. But
This is good though.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't at this
I almost-
point.
No.
I had one.
Do you
and I
wanna
didn't know
Let's
if you were
try.
gonna
Let's
take
do
it.
some factory.
Do we need
Yeah, do. I don't know.
for the stink?
All right. Done.
All right.
Next round.
Take your new 5 tiles and choose 2. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
It's almost like we
Ooh.
planned
Oh,
it.
it is almost like we planned
It's
it.
almost like we planned it.
You know what I'm gonna do?
I'm gonna
Looks
do
like we planned it.
Yeah.
That.
and that.
Almost like we planned it.
Oh, I'm doing it.
Looks like
I'm
we
doing it.
made it.
Yeah, you're in good shape. You can take
Pass
them
to the
both.
left.
Can you take them both?
Yeah.
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 You're in good shape. I was very disappointed to see a park over there.
Oh, what?
All right, already flip them. 2 parks, baby.
Sure, okay.
Oh, we got it. We are parking the night away.
Oh, boo.
You wanna
Dude.
make them in a straight line? I don't know. Or you choose,
We're
but
getting this house
Well, we kind of want to, if we're going
You
the
wanna put it
park
here?
route, we want to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sure that they stay separate
Okay.
from each other, correct?
oh, like if we're gonna build 2?
Yeah.
Yeah,
For the,
like a 12 and a 12.
yeah.
So we
We're
can build
gonna
another
try.
one
Doesn't
here,
really- I guess it
or
doesn't really matter.
maybe we'd like
Something like that, Nikki.
put it up here.
think so.
So we sort of have all
The,
this.
the
room
yellows
play
need to be
with.
in a line, either
That's what I'm
horizontal or
doing.
vertical. So yeah.
Of course, it's not really placed yet.
You
Next
choose.
one's right now.
For the house.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's,
doesn't matter. Right?
is that
Come
cool?
on, I would like to get a park.
Yeah, but we got this going on.
Well,
I
if
know.
this
This
is
isn't-
now
I
going
mean,
this
it's
way,
not-
right?
I got no parts.
Like there,
All right, take your last 3 tiles.
and we don't use the last
you
one.
don't use
we
the
just
last
throw it away.
one. Just get rid of it. Oh,
Okay.
man.
Done.
Look at that tavern city they've built in India over there. Same.
No, it's just barring some unforeseen circumstance. This one's probably going to go here and flip.
What do we got
I'm
there?
thinking this one is better.
I got another one of these.
Really, you don't? All right.
Want to put it here?
But you gotta put it somewhere
Yes.
where it can make a nice row.
We wanted to make sure that
Here?
well, it can only have one,
Wanna-
so
Right.
wherever
We
you
want to
want.
give ourselves
Oh, wait, but we
flexibility
don't want
for
it
when the
near a
You
factory.
don't want to
one
do the
comes
factory.
out.
Like make it the top row. Yeah, you gotta make
Sure,
it the
why
top
not?
row or this side row.
I was thinking here. It's either there or here, depending on which way. It seems like this gives us more
Is that
leeway,
good?
right?
I don't know.
And we want this like down there. Where does this go?
I would put it up here. I think the
Because
2x3
they're
is
near
nicer
these?
than the.
That was round 1.
I didn't. Shuffle.
Round 2.
I
All
didn't
right,
technically
them up,
shuffle these yet. But it won't be.
is the 3 double tiles.
There you go, Aaron. Go ahead.
All right.
We don't use. You're only going to use some of them.
I know.
There's so many tiles.
There are
That's
a
the other
lot.
thing. Like, there's a lot of tiles that don't even come out.
That's it. Choose
Okay.
2 of those. Don't forget the orientation matters. You
Ah.
cannot move them around or flip them upside down.
Oh man,
Can't
you
flip
got to
it,
be
double
kidding
dip it.
me.
Dang it.
Oh, terrible.
Tell
It's
me.
awesome.
It's
Wait,
bad
what?
for
It's
everybody.
Awesome and terrible.
Okay, now that
I
that
like
can
this.
work. And oh, these are great. What, I don't know what you guys are complaining about.
I might be
These are
hurting
pretty
us.
bad.
What?
I guess I'm not supposed to say that out loud.
Say whatever you want.
All right, throwing that out.
I think.
All right. Flip them and place them. What'd you do to us?
Thinking another shop and
Of course we
Oh,
both
that
did
works because
that.
I can do this.
okay.
Although that, I mean, that our shop row ends at 3 instead of
Oh.
4, and there's no way to not do that, right? And I'm thinking this.
Got a
What did you?
factory. Well,
oh,
you
that's
got a
good.
park.
Is this
We like
coming to
the
us
park.
whether we like it or not? Is that what you're saying?
What?
We're getting that whether we like it or not. Is that what you're saying?
That was the one we chose, which is fine because it's the.
Well, no, I had that same one, so it's okay.
So what you got there is better than.
Yeah, the problem is
I
this,
wanted
right?
it.
Aaron, what do we
can't-
want to do?
This is
bad.
another
No, no, no,
whatever.
no.
You just killed the
Don't
house.
put it.
I can
don't
give
How
us
do I
put
not
it
do
this.
that?
house.
Lincoln gave me this over
Why
here.
not?
How do we do
Right.
that? It's 4 across.
And you've already got all 4 there, so that doesn't.
But it
really
is another
matter.
one of these. That's the thing. Like,
oh, I see.
Because that wasn't there when I chose this.
so
But
really,
the
what do you
house-
want to do? House right now is worth
Can
3.
We
I go
already
up
invested in
above?
both of those,
We
so
can
it
go
doesn't
up.
quite matter. The houses were 3.
And
the
put it
yellows
over
were
there
5
so
for
you
us.
can-
Yes.
so you're
it can
not
go here if it needs to.
killing
I would-
your.
The house isn't killed.
No,
Is
no,
it the
no,
same
no,
four
no, the
Oh, I see what
park
you're saying.
idea.
Yeah.
2 to 8.
You
Yeah,
don't
but
wanna
then
hurt
this
the
is
Is it
that.
worth starting a second park
Okay, I
as
don't know
one
what's
and going for
better.
2
That's
twos?
fine.
Park numbers or
2
house.
eighths, you mean?
Or
'Cause then it's
shop.
16 then it's 16 instead of, what do you think?
Fucking-
Actually, you're right. You might be. I think you. Okay, but then
On the other
what
hand,
does
it's
that
a
get us?
4-point jump, right? And then we never have to worry about it again. If you do that, it's a 4-point jump and we never worried about it again, right?
Or I like your, but I like your gambling style. now another park is a 6-point jump instead of basically nothing.
Well, if you did, the problem is there's no way to do it without killing these.
Oh,
In other words, if this were this way,
right.
then great. But it's not.
No, flip it. Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Wait,
I say bird in the hand.
What about? No, then it'll never be 2.
Yeah, I say bird in the hand.
All right, you're right. I actually like the strategy. There's
I was
just no
just
way to
going
do
for
it.
it.
Just the tiles would trap us.
Well,
How do we do that?
which one of these do you want, Link? Which do you think is best for us?
We have no shopping, but I don't. It's the orientation is terrible on both those tiles.
Well, the problem is if we do the shopping here, right? This is the thing about this game. You're probably going to put shopping here, and I'm probably going to put it there.
If they come.
Right, but the point is, if they do come, you're more likely to put it there than here. So the question is, do we want another house? At least it's not next to that factory.
Well, it's they're both terrible, but yeah, that's fine. That's good too. They're both good.
Okay, we can't do this. That's illegal. I'm trying to place it so that.
Oh yeah, you can't do that. I was like, why not?
Well, I'm trying to place it so
I
that
understand.
blue. Well,
Yeah,
it doesn't
'cause there's-
matter. I always do that wrong. A blue just needs to be next to a red. It doesn't
Well,
make
that's a
any
good
difference.
spot for it, where both of them get the adjacency, because
No,
there
but
is nothing here.
that's the fallacy. This blue is only scoring 1 bonus point. It doesn't matter that it touches 2, correct?
So did both of these? Oh, it's right. It's +1 for that, not for the.
So
the,
this is just as
the
this is
ends.
just as good as anything else
the taverns.
in a crazy way.
What are the yellow
Wait.
ones?
That's upside down.
shopping.
Shops.
Oh,
They
thank
need-
you.
You have to keep
Oh,
your orientation.
Thank you. Oh, well then what am I even thinking about? I want to do that, right? That means the house will never be next to a factory. All right, so I'm going to do this for us. I think that's the way to go.
Okay.
Either there or here, Aaron. What do you think?
I don't think it really matters much.
All right, then let's do this because it's more fun.
Okay. Yeah, that's better because now we can build on either side.
Right. It opens,
Otherwise, you
we're still
locked us into
flexible.
our 4. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Dave, give everyone 7 new tiles, or throw shuffled tiles out there, and I'll give everyone 7 new tiles.
Yeah, those are
This
shuffled.
is round 3. We're gonna pass to the right.
Uh-oh.
That is the other way
The other
than we
way.
passed in round 1. I need 8 more tiles. Now I need 4 more tiles. Check if you have 7.
I was counting.
I have 7.
I have 7. So I'm passing to Lincoln.
To
this
Lincoln,
time?
yes.
Okay.
You're passing to the Taj Mahal. All right. Oh, okay. What do we need? Okay. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Ooh.
That's it.
Is that better or that?
You know, Nikki, we kind of need that.
I'm looking at them in the orientation that we have them on the board, and it's not as good for me. My brain.
Oh.
Okay, that.
Come on, Nikki. You can do it.
Can I?
Read
I
my
don't-
mind and put what I'm thinking
Sure.
of down right now.
Sure.
That.
Ooh.
And
Hold on.
Oh,
That.
yes.
Hold the wire.
these go to Lincoln?
Yes, they go to the right.
There. I don't know what you're thinking, mister.
Well, think harder. Listen harder.
Yeah. This is going to sound like a crazy question, but did we do that right the first round? I feel like I picked this deck up and looked at it, but I didn't, right?
Nope, you didn't.
Okay. It was only like 10 minutes ago. You think I'd be able to remember it?
Wait. You did pick up that second look at it. Now you're going to pick up this one.
Oh.
It was a stupid question, but I didn't even answer it right.
Dumb.
There.
All right. Flip your 2 tiles.
All right, Aaron, did you get one of these?
Yes.
Damn it!
I knew
That's
it.
okay. Lincoln
All
and
right.
I need one.
For here?
Did you get 2
Sure.
marks?
I mean, is
Yeah.
that
No,
what you were?
I got a.
No.
Was that
I
what
was,
you were
part.
trying to?
I'm starting a new one of
However
these,
you
so I
wanna
was
do
hoping
that.
you had another one of those. Because that'll be good points
well,
if we do.
Needs good.
The house next to the factory is no good.
But that's
this.
not a house.
I mean, a thing. I only picked this up to
But
make
this
our
is
house
good,
work.
right?
That is good, 'cause you
it's
got the
next
extra
to
person.
the
Yeah.
I want to
thing.
have every
Yeah.
color, right?
Let's do.
But we really are.
just don't
I
want to
mean,
be a
that's not a
factor,
lot of
that's all.
offices. Like, we really need to get to
Right.
like the 10 or 15 points.
I see.
So we could do that.
That can be any.
Although-
Well, this is. You want this to be with others, right?
Nobody has a lot
It
of
can be with
offices.
others if it's
They're
up
just
here.
We
But
got
if it's in a line, remember
we
this one
have
will be.
4
Oh, you're right. It's
points right now.
houses.
It's houses.
I'm
This is-
dumb. You're right. I'm dumb.
2 of them is 3, and
plus
then
that
plus
one.
a red.
And then let's do that.
Yep.
Just so that we're not forced to put a house there by accident.
But we're
Right.
low on this.
I
and
got it.
this.
Well, but I did get us another
But
one
like,
of
see,
these.
another part.
That's not bad,
is
though, right
Another
there, or
takes us
there.
from
No,
2 to
it's
8.
instead of
if we
this.
get another
There
one,
then.
Do we
I'm gonna
care
put
about
this one
this?
right there.
Okay.
Just in case we can get either one.
I have to give this to Aaron.
So we're looking for more
Oh, I
this or
see what
this.
you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. You're passing to me.
Yeah.
So if there's one of these in your initial stack, you should not choose it.
Oh, right, because I would know that it was coming to you. I don't even remember what there was, Dave. So
But
you're
I'm
going
saying,
to find out.
But
in
I'm
a
saying
minute.
I picked one of
I
these
totally
because I
understand.
thought, well, Aaron and I need one, but it.
You're right.
Does that make sense?
It
All right.
duplicated. You're right.
Wait,
You're absolutely right.
This is the one I'm supposed to be taking.
You take that one.
I'll get it eventually.
I don't know. We're all having some problems here. Oof. Can I say this is ugly?
This
You
is
can.
not good.
Oh, interesting, Lincoln.
Okay.
Might get there after all.
Well, it looks like it's that.
Dang, I don't know what to do. This one's tough.
Okay.
What
Well, not
do
that
these
tough.
guys do?
I think it's got to be that.
I'm still thinking.
No problem. You think.
Eek.
And then the last round will be ugly.
Yeah, this is terrible. I'm passing on. I feel bad because it's not good. But it may be good for what they're doing. I don't know.
Here you go.
Hey.
All right.
And
Flip
boom,
your
shakalaka.
So I did pass you that.
Yes, you did.
Lincoln,
Yes.
And that. That's good.
I think this is the best
So we're
move.
taking this for sure, right?
Sure, and this isn't bad. We don't have any
But you
factories,
don't
but
want
this
it
is
near
4
your
points,
house.
right?
Yep. No, but we need
Because
that.
it's going to
Oh, we need
ensure
that,
that
you're
we're
right.
in first.
For that.
And it
Go
already has
over
this, so
here.
I'm
I
going
mean,
to
we
put it
haven't
Then
got
here
it
the
puts
yellow.
out.
in case
Are
another
we getting
blue
Is
another
this
one
the
of those?
last move?
And
Just put it.
we'll
No, there's
put
one
this
more.
here because we don't care about another
Just put the
park.
factory
In fact,
there.
we'd rather get another
What's
park
the
here.
better thing? To leave this open for
Lincoln,
a
what are we
park,
getting on? What are we getting
or to
from you?
leave this open for a shop?
6 points. It's a swing of a game there, Nikki P. I say, just go over there. Yeah.
What are we getting from you?
I'm sorry.
did
This
not
is
get
going to
it.
go
Oh,
here,
come
and
on.
this is
I
going to
didn't
go
get a
here.
park.
So it's either one of those.
Wait,
Let's
but
go there.
Not.
No, we want
Put that over there. It's
we could
4
get- we
points
could
for
get
you over
the
there.
park
It does
jump if it
nothing
happens.
over
Okay.
here.
Gets
I think the likelihood of us getting
1
4 of
point?
these is slim.
You're killing this city. What did you put over there?
a factory.
Put it over here.
Why?
Because then this city gets 2 factories and you're still tied for first place. Otherwise, you're literally dooming this city with that crappy tile.
But I said, we talked about it. I said, so we need this or this.
Yeah,
But we
need a
don't need the
different one of
same
these.
symbol.
That's the problem.
That gives us nothing but the 1 point.
You want variety in those red symbols, Nikki P.
I'm telling you, if you put that in this city,
This is actually
neither
a
one
good.
of us is
By
gonna
the way,
win
this
game.
music tile is a good tile over here.
That's why I'm saying I don't know why it's
You
not
can do what
going
you
over
want on
there.
that, Nikki P. But it was this one that you put in, right? Oh no.
No.
No, it's
It
one
was
of the
this
back.
corner.
Top
Yeah.
one.
You can do that if you want. It doesn't matter.
I really don't. I think this makes us two lose the
It's up to
game.
you guys.
You know what you passed to me, right?
I don't remember.
If there's a factory, then maybe this can be the #1 factory city.
Well, even if they're both #1, that's still a friendly tie. Right? That's ideally, if you're doing 2 factory cities, which you are, you want both of them to be #1. Right? That helps you the most. It helps Lincoln and it helps Aaron, but it helps you the most because you'll have both of them.
Right. It gets them closer to
Remember,
each other.
your crappiest city is the one that's your
Right.
your,
Yeah, your
your
score.
final
I just-
score.
It can go anywhere. It's not going to be near a blue thing, so
Put it next to the house just in
Yeah.
case, because you don't
just
want to put a
you don't-
factory
right,
next to the
exactly.
house.
I hope we both don't get factories.
Even if you do, that's still good points, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's still.
All right.
Here we go.
Everybody ready for your final decisions or non-decisions of the game? There's no factory in here.
Okay. I told you I didn't remember.
I know. I'm teasing you about it.
Jimmy.
Ugh.
Yeah, seriously.
Ooh. Wow. Well, there's that. But I don't know what to do for the other one, Aaron.
Oh,
I don't know what
I
you're
don't
going to
either,
do.
Dave. I don't have much choice. You know what? I'm throwing this out. There you go. Wait. Oh crap. Uh-oh, Nikki.
You know what happened.
Uh-oh, Nikki.
Well, I'm going to go for what I.
This might be the right decision.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Second guessing sometimes
No,
is
you're right.
not
I
so
gotta
good
do that.
either.
Oh crap.
I gotta do
Wait,
that.
I know what's going to happen now. No, okay, we're okay.
I hope so.
Ready?
We better be.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, I found another one of these for us.
I thought you were going to do that.
Okay.
That's why I did this.
Oh wait.
Oh
wait.
crap!
Yeah, you want that
No,
over
it's
there, don't
we died.
Yeah.
We all have a bunch of factories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we have to put a house next to it. These Egyptians are going to live next to a factory. There's no choice
Egyptians. Why do you say that?
because we're
Oh,
here
yeah.
in the
Okay.
pyramids.
I got a house
Yeah,
for us
you're
here.
right. Because I can put it here, but you have
Right.
to put the house and
Yep,
whatever.
it's a 1-point house.
It's-
But you
It's
see,
only one house that's one.
Sick.
I know,
Sickly.
but
Yeah.
it's still not a good tile.
Sickly. Okay.
Yeah, but you see, like, I mean, flip that. That factory is illegally upside down. I'm not going to stand for it.
It doesn't make any difference.
You see, like, okay, I'm sorry that I was like, trying to pilot your game and tell you what the best move was, but like Dave said, you now have the number 1 and number 2 factory cities.
Okay.
Where before you were just piling them all on one city, which didn't seem like it made that much sense. Okay, let's score the cities and see who is the winner. We have this fancy scoring track over here. We'll do mine and Nikki's pyramid Egyptian city first.
Okay.
It's just not on camera.
So it's easy
Moving it
to
up.
just
We're
kind
never
of.
going to get up here anyway, so don't worry.
No, yeah, right. You really only need about this much of the track.
Yeah.
Even in the rulebook example shows like 6 different cities, and they're all like 53 to 65 points. That's what they all average
I
out.
haven't actually laid them out and looked, but I wonder if
Pyramid
there's a way you
City.
could get to 100.
I don't know.
There must be.
I doubt it, but you're right. All right. So it's real easy to just
Maybe
step
with
down
an
the scoring
expansion
track.
that isn't out yet.
Oh.
See what, or like,
be cool.
Let's literally try and puzzle out the perfect city, the highest scoring
Well,
city.
what's
you can.
17 times 4? That doesn't get you to 100. I mean, if you get 4 of those reds 4
You're never going to get
times-
that though, because
Oh, 'cause you're right,
none of
'cause
the
it-
double
yeah,
tiles
you're
have
right.
2 reds.
All you do is what if you get one of each of the other tiles and then all houses?
I don't think that's enough either.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. I hope people right now are going, just score already.
No,
Well, if you had 16
I
factories.
know there's people
hold on.
that are-
If you had 16 factories,
Chomping at the bit.
Times 4.
which you couldn't.
That's 64.
So 15 factories times 4 plus something.
Or
15 factories times 4 plus
other
a park.
buildings plus 12 houses.
Score already!
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right. Shops.
10.
Sure.
We have 3 in a row for 10 points.
Yep.
Factories.
I got it.
We are second place in factories,
Yes.
correct?
With how many?
9
With
points.
3, so 9 points for the 3 factories. 3 each.
Yep.
Taverns, we have 1 symbol for 1 point.
We're a dry town.
We are a dry town. We have a music pub, but nothing else. Office buildings, we have 3 points plus 1. One of them is next to the tavern, so
4?
4 for that category. We have a park of 12 points and a park of 2 points for 14 more.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
And we have 1 house for 1 point and 1 house that's worth 5
No,
points.
2 houses that are worth 5 points.
No.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
2.
Oh.
1 is 1, the other 2 are 5 each.
For
because
10?
because we have all the other 5 types of buildings. For
49?
You didn't give us, you gave us the 1.
Yep.
49 for Cairo.
Respectable.
I don't know.
All right.
Worst score I've ever seen.
All right, let's do
Really?
this.
Are you
I played
serious?
this once.
Okay.
They were all 50 to 60.
Okay.
Okay, Rome has a huge row of shops for 16. Has no factories whatsoever for 0.
Yes.
Yeah, but good job. Yeah.
Good.
It has all 4 taverns for 17, plus 1 extra bed for 18.
So that's 20 minus 2.
Oh my goodness.
Offices, it has 1 for 1 point,
Yep.
plus 1 point because it's next to a tavern.
Blue.
It has a 12.3 tile park. And it has 1, 2, 3 houses, which are each worth 4 points.
What is missing?
The factory
factory
is
room.
missing. So 12 points in houses, 60 points
Wow.
for Rome.
All right.
Good.
All right. Sure, going around to, I think it's Agra where the Taj Mahal is, has 10 points in
for-
shops
yeah.
for the 3-er. Factories, it's third place for its 1 factory, so that's 2 points.
Hey, it's something.
Pub, it has a complete set plus 1, so that's 18. 17 for all 4 and 1 for starting another set.
18, you said?
Correct.
12. Oh, you're right. Gosh, sorry.
Woohoo!
These cheaters.
I wasn't doing
I
anything.
know.
No.
Yeah, no, it's your city.
I
You didn't
screwed
say
up.
anything. You didn't speak up when Dave
I was
tried to-
looking. I
All
don't
right.
like this scoring track.
It's
It's different on the other side.
It's different. It's flipped the other way. I actually like it because the 10s are lined up.
Okay.
Oh, you're right. It should snake back and
It
forth.
snakes back on the opposite side. But what I like about this one is that the 10s are lined up.
Right.
Except when you
So you
cheat
can
and
just go
score
right.
it for us.
Except when I score an extra 10. I'm doing
All
you a
right.
favor, man.
Offices. You have 3 for 6 points, and are they all next to red taverns? They are. So 1, 2, 3 more points.
Okie-doke.
Parks. 1 park is 2 points.
Hey, we'll take it.
And houses. 2 houses, not next to factories, and you do have all 5, so that's 10 more.
Ba-doop.
61 for Taj Mahal.
No,
bad.
51.
No, 51.
51, that's what I meant.
Yep.
Yeah. I looked at it, I saw the 51, and I
Yep.
said 61. All right, Paris
All right.
has 10 points in shops.
Oui, oui.
Is the number 1 factory city with 4 of them.
So 16.
Yeah.
16, 4 points each, yes.
Okay.
3 of the 4 tavern symbols gets you 9 points to 35. Blue, it has 2 points for blue, because 1 + 1 for being next
There
to
weren't
red.
a lot of office tiles in general.
There
in the
were
game.
not. I noticed that halfway through the game that there were very few. There are.
Keep going.
All right. No, I want to stop and discuss the number of tiles in the game. Parks. There's 1 park,
No,
2 parks,
yeah.
8 points, 45. And houses, 3 houses, not next to any factories, and they have all 5 colors there. So that's 15 more,
Look at that.
making a tie for the highest scoring city, which means
That's awesome.
who's
Is
the
this
winner?
you and I?
Yeah. So you and I have the lowest, and we
And you
each have
tied for the highest.
with the other player.
Very nice.
That's funny.
That's actually kind of cool in a way, right? You and I, our worst city was really bad.
Yeah.
So to recap the scoring, your score is your lowest scoring city. So you and I have scored 49
Okay.
because you have 49 and 60 and I have 49 and 60, but our score is 49.
Okay.
Dave and Lincoln both have 51 because they have a 51 and a 60 and a 51 and a 60.
That's so crazy.
So their score is 51, but their tiebreakers are tied, so they both win. If this had happened, Dave would win.
Yeah.
Or
If
vice
this-
versa.
Right.
Yeah.
If one of these cities was 1 point better than the other, it would determine the winner. But you built a really good city with Lincoln, and I built a really good city with Dave, and they tied for the game. Congratulations between 2 cities.
Okay.
Victors.
Wow.
All right. What did you guys think of this game? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it?
Go ahead, Nikki.
I enjoyed it. It's fun. I have a difficult time with dividing up who gets what and balancing my two cities.
Well, this one
The
was just
whole-
unfortunate for you guys.
the
And you
whole-
guys would have killed us if it hadn't been for the...
You know what? Here was my other tile. On the very final move, because I had just been
Yep.
badgering Nikki about factories. So I thought, there's a chance she's going to get 2 factories and force one to place there. So I think if I had placed anything but 2 houses, this city would have been better scoring.
We only placed 1 house, right?
No, but I played 2 houses, so I had no choice.
Got it.
This city had to take a house and a factory, which meant that it was a 1-point house, no matter what.
Got it.
If I had played this instead, we would have gotten 3 points for it, and then the game would have been a literal tie between all 4 players. My final tile choice was the wrong choice, and that's what
That would
happened.
have been awesome.
Wow.
So you chose 2 factories?
I chose 2 houses. She
Okay,
chose
okay.
2 factories.
Yeah,
yeah.
But as I did it, I thought, there's a tiny chance that this house will have to go next to a factory, and that's exactly what happened.
But that house was worth 5
Hey,
without a factory,
hey.
correct?
It's the one I threw
Oh
away.
man, we would have won by a mile.
What was it?
Another blue.
I had a factory. I threw
Which
it
would have been
away.
worth, that would have been a 7
An
point
an
jump for
office
us.
building, and I threw it out in favor
It would
of
have
2
been
factories.
It would have been like a 5-point jump for us, and we would have won by a mile.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. So
That's
we
really
both
cool.
made bad choices on that very, very last tile placement.
Well, we not necessarily, but there was a couple of placements. I've played a couple of times before. So one of the things that I learned from those games the hard way was what happened to you guys, which is Well, it helps in our city. We had no factories, but when
Right.
you are placing factories the way you are, you want to be on the lookout for keeping a hole for a house later that's not going to be next to a factory.
Right.
And,
Or
had you started that 2 moves sooner, for example, it wouldn't have made any difference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or walling off your factories so there's no chance you get stuck putting a house next to them, right? Because I feel that's really, other than just not getting a color that you're trying to get, that's the worst thing that can happen to you in this game. A 1-point house is pretty bad, and it can make a big difference in the final score.
Right.
So I feel like I should have guarded against it better.
Right. Do you think that that's a hurdle for you that you wouldn't be able to get over as far as choosing all that stuff? Deciding what goes where?
Only in that I have a hard time grasping the whole lowest is your winner thing, right? Because we're all tuned into high score.
Right.
But the thing is you want them both to be high. You don't want to think about in other words, you want them both to be...
You want them both to be balanced.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
yeah, but definitely
You want them to be as close as possible.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So to me, I think it's a game where I would have to play a few more times to get a firm hold on that concept of, because I feel like when I'm choosing my tiles that I'm going to benefit one city I'm working on and hurt or I'm not making as great a choice for the other city.
Right.
I don't feel like I'm making an even choice across the board. I feel like I'm doing really good for this city and really bad for this city, and then next turn, I try to flip flop it, and it doesn't work out that way, and maybe that's, I don't know.
Well, the thing...
But I'm not saying that I dislike it. I like it. I need to play it more to get my head around it.
Right.
That's my...
So these are all the tiles that didn't come into the game. I mean,
That's a huge stack.
There's a lot of tiles that you don't see, and you are very much at the mercy of the tile mix.
Right.
The fact that, for example, what is the first thing called? Are these shops?
Shops, yes.
The fact that we all had minimum 3 shops
Yes.
is pretty crazy. I've seen games where sometimes you're lucky to even get 3 shops in all the city or in
7 office buildings.
Yeah.
In the entire game.
I threw a couple out though. I mean,
I did too, but
because the other thing is once you focus towards something, then you're focused that way. You know what I'm saying? And you
one
stop.
shop does you very little.
I mean, I was
need
trying
your-
very hard. I think both my cities had all 5 types, right? That was one of the things I wanted. That was why I was saying it was bad about parks. I mean, you need at least
that's
a
what
park.
you want. You wanted the park for the house as
Yes,
well.
that makes sense. You need to have it, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's got to be in
We
there.
don't need it.
Of course.
I mean, look, we had no factories.
Yeah.
And we scored
we 12
points for houses, and we ended
tied
up
for
we ended up
the
tied.
best city.
A lot of it just depends on. But again, some of that is the luck, and then this is the part of the game that I actually really like, because this is the thing that can just totally hork you and push you in a direction.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a really cool, forcing you to make some decisions that you did maybe not want to make.
I really think it's a fun game. It's really awesome. I love that. I love that you can't just. It's not just this orientation either. It's landscape or portrait, right? You could, and Dave had 2 portrait tiles on our game, right?
That's all I had.
Yes, and it was like, oof, I would have given anything for them to be 2 landscape in that regard. But it didn't hurt this one that bad, right? It's not 50 points, but it's not 60, but it's 51. That's pretty amazing. And it's fun. I like the way the whole thing's put together is pretty slick too. The information on each of the tiles is really helpful. You don't need these cards necessarily. It's all on the tiles.
Right.
But you can see in relation how things work. Like you get a better idea of values. Like, okay, if I do this one, how much does it give this city versus the other tile in my hand? How does it benefit? That's one thing that would probably help you a lot, Nikki, right? If you were just to look at the 3 tiles or the 7 tiles in your hand, and you're like, okay, this one's going to do this for this city, and this one's going to do that. Which one's the best for this city, and which one's the best for this city? That's the best way to do it, right? Just based on what you have. It's tough, though.
I mean, I felt I was doing that, but...
Well, you did fine. You guys were only 2 points off, and you both blew it on the. You guys.
We
yeah,
both,
so I mean,
we
you
did.
did
We
great.
both-
You
until that final
literally,
turn.
you could have won the game based on just the last tile.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
You both chose.
We did, yeah.
You both chose an athlete, and it would have been great.
That's hilarious. That
Yeah.
if one of us had changed our tile on that, we would either be closer or tied, and if we both had chosen
Was it
the
because you
other
focused
tile,
on, you put her focus on cities or
our factories?
Factories.
Yeah, I should have known that was coming. But what are the odds that you're passing her 2 out of 3 factories so that she can choose 2 even? I will. I'm going to point out that
that's true.
the tile. Right, that was the only way that could happen, but it did.
Yeah.
The tile mix is there are 24 shops, factories, and parks. And
it's right here on the card. I didn't even see that.
28 pubs, offices, and houses. So there's a relatively even mix of all the tile colors. But yeah, we all threw away quite a few office buildings. And like Dave says, if you don't start out with a few, it doesn't behoove you to place 1 towards the end of the game. You're not going to want to start, where 6 of them gets you a large point bonus. You're not going to start with 1 or 2 towards the end of the game.
No, it's crazy that you guys were that close
Except
to
as-
like really blowing it out there.
Except as Lincoln said as well, right? Even though 1 is not as good a scoring thing, it does help your houses. It does,
It's huge
It
for
does
the
add
house.
1. This one tile added 3 points to our house, so it's
4. So it's a 4 or 5
play
point
in
tie.
a weird way.
Right.
But only if you know you're going to get houses. Those
Right.
were also near the end. The puzzle aspect. This is when you mentioned 7 Wonders in the description. The other thing that this is actually like to me, 7 Wonders, is this plays 7 or 8 or 6.
7.
Okay,
Up to 7.
right. And in a 7-player game, much like 7 Wonders, I think the first time I played it was 6 players, and because you're so focused on each side of you, you're not looking at what anyone else is doing.
Sure.
And what I liked about this is the first time I played this with only 4 players, and what I liked about it was that I was finally able to see what you guys were doing, and make some moves accordingly. Not a lot, but. Like, for example, I knew you guys were going for factories here. Now, it didn't make any difference in the long run. But there is something to be said for, like, well, maybe I don't want to pass this right now. Or maybe I don't want to give you guys another tavern if I had it. And even though I think that, that tweaked maybe 1 play that I made the entire game, only 1, I like that I could finally see that. I always feel when I play 7 Wonders, or this when I played it with 7 players, that the people across the table from me don't even matter.
They're way over there. It doesn't matter.
It's like whatever they're doing, and oftentimes when I play 7 Wonders, at the end it's like score, and someone goes, "Oh, I have like 74." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
What do you have? 52,
yeah.
56, 61, 78. What? Who are you?
You never do it.
Yeah.
Were you playing this game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that same line of thinking, I almost think this obviously has a wide range of player numbers, and it could be very different for every player count. But I almost think that 3 players might be the most interesting because, like a lot of drafting games, you get this hand of cards and you think, I'm going to use this one now, and maybe this one will still be here
with
when
3
it comes
you get your
back
hand
to
back.
you. With 3, you get 3 of your tiles
3,
back
you
in
get
the
egg
last
roll.
choice. Yeah.
I knew
Right.
that was coming.
So I think that'd be an interesting element. Because with 4 players, we perfectly never saw any of these tiles again, right?
Right.
I had 7, she had 5, Lincoln had 3. That was the end of it. They weren't coming back to me. So I think 3 players might be an interesting note.
7, 5.
Wait.
5.
I guess they're not even coming back to you with 3, are they?
Only with
I'm
2.
wrong.
Right?
That's dumb.
Because I was wondering.
No, you're right.
I
'cause
was
you,
thinking.
you don't get that last
I
one.
like the idea though.
I love the idea, but it doesn't apply
I
to
was
this game
thinking.
at all.
it's certainly. Go
I
ahead.
was wondering because I'm like that's one of the things you have to think about with the drafting.
Sushi
It's
Go and
what's
et
coming
cetera.
back, right?
Right,
When
right.
I looked at, it, I'm like, oh, none of these are coming back.
Yeah,
that was my
right.
first hit. I'm like, oh, nothing's coming back.
I
to me.
actually like that part of this game. I like knowing none of those are coming
I
back.
guess that's true too.
But I do like the thing that I pointed out to you in the game, which is I like the notion of, oh, that'd be good for me and Lincoln. Well, let me not draw it.
Because you're passing to the
And
right.
hope that when I pass this
Yes.
to Lincoln, he draws it. There's still a chance he might not. Because
No, it's a good point.
It definitely goes against the spirit of the game. I can't pass you tiles and go, make sure you draw that. Make sure you look at that set. Don't feel blue about these tiles.
Hope these don't get you red with anger.
Yes. Turn into, I love.
Yeah. Do you love green tiles?
Yeah.
Hey, wait, that's not this game.
But the puzzle aspect of it for me is, I like games like that. Like, was it Canuba? Is that what that was called?
Caruba.
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 Canuba is the wax, right?
Yes, Carnuba.
I like those games that are sort of puzzly. And the thing that I really like about this is the flip and then discuss aspect of it. Because it feels less like solitaire.
Yeah.
Even though I would say 70% of your decisions
Well, I love it.
seems sort of obvious.
Because you guys, I mean, it didn't necessarily work out, but I liked it, and it didn't matter to me. Like, I'm like, whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter to me, right? Because I just wanted to make sure we had factories. I wasn't actually, Nikki was the one that pointed out, well, if we do this, we're going to have the top factories. I'm like, oh, duh, I didn't even notice that.
Right.
But
I like that it can be.
She was hurting this city more than I thought was necessary.
Agreed, and it makes sense. I mean, I wasn't trying to influence. I was like, sure, you know what I mean. And
it still ended up being the #1 factory.
Well,
city
we
anyway.
had a lot of factories. As you saw, she got to draw 2 there, and I think I even put 1 in there at one point. So.
Yeah.
Actually, interesting enough, this was a 5-point move, and another factory was only going to be a 4-point move.
Right.
So if you'd put another factory here, you might actually be here.
Right.
Yeah.
This is interesting too, though. This is a huge disparity for all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, a 9
definitely-
and an 11-point disparity between the two cities is pretty big. But some of that is just the tile mix.
Is there anything else interesting about this game?
There are a couple more interesting things about this game. It has, since obviously the seating order is very important, there are randomizer cards to tell you at the beginning of the game, should you sit in order of birthdays, alphabetical by city of birth, by height, by last movie watched alphabetically. So these are cool, just little randomizers that will give you a seating order.
Should save those
so
for
you
other
don't always
games.
have
Yeah.
Oh, you could use them for
you don't
games.
always have the same partners if you always sit in the same chairs. And this game actually does play 1 to 7 players. The 2-player variant is I build 2 cities on my own left and right, and you build 2 cities on your own left and right. So we're not cooperating on any cities, but I know what I'm handing you the tiles. So I use 2 of the tiles, and I try to leave you 5 that aren't that good for you. And then you try to use 2.
Wow, that changes the game.
It
With the
changes
same
it quite a
scoring
bit.
system, right?
Same scoring
Your worst
system,
your
your worst
city.
city. But so you only directly affect the other person by what tiles you're giving them.
Wow.
And then there's a 1-player variant, which I haven't read entirely yet, but it has a whole set of cards based on like what your city does and what the automatic computer city does, what the game's city is.
So you are building
itself.
2 cities, but one of them is
I
deck
think-
generated?
Or its goals are deck generated, or it's what it places is deck generated. It's kind of interesting.
The automaticity.
Automacity.
Automacity.
No,
Like
it should be
automaton.
automatic plus city, right?
No, it's automaton.
Oh well.
Automacity, yeah.
You can do it. You can do automacity.
I was going to say, let me look
that
at these.
sounds bad.
I was going to say, let me look at these. I can probably figure this out, but there's no way without
No, you
looking
can't
that
figure
up. I
it.
could figure
And
it
I
out.
haven't read that whole thing. But there's a separate booklet for a solo variant for people who are interested in that.
That's neat. A 1-player game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that when games have a
Yeah, I do too.
solo option.
Well,
a well thought out solo option
yeah,
that's almost
absolutely.
like
It's not just
Yeah.
playing the game solitaire.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you could we were talking about that with Karuba. It's not it's a puzzle then, right? If you were to, it doesn't say it does
Right.
2 players, but 1 player, but you could do it. Just flip the tiles, then you're like just doing the puzzle to do the
Get the best score.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
could be fun, right? Could make you a good player if you did it all the time, right?
Yeah. Take it easy. You could do that.
Yeah, it's
Has that
absolutely-
same thing. right?
absolutely.
Like your target score or something.
Well, didn't one of the guys back in the day, probably Jonathan, play it like that, solitaire by himself?
Mark Johnson plays a.
Maybe.
If there's a war game that has like a 1-player variant, I think Mark would take that game with him on like a business trip.
Yeah.
And then he'd play that like in his hotel room that night, which is either really really cool or like this really sad Tom
now
Waits,
he's got a-
Tom Waits song about gamers.
He's got an awesome second group in Colorado,
Yeah.
so he definitely is.
That's true.
Doing great. Well, cool. Thanks for teaching us.
Thanks for
Aaron.
teaching us, Aaron.
No problem.
Hey, Aaron,
Hey, Aaron.
Aaron.
would you teach us?
Between 2 cities.
Oh my God.
Are we going with that intro?
Sure.
That's pretty good. Sure.
This
Let's
is
do that again.
horrible. Are you two gonna do?
All right.
I'll leave
It's only
my
like it's
oh
like
my
9
God
o'clock. It
out
shouldn't
of
be
it.
this punchy.
You want to do every other word?
Yeah,
Hey, Aaron.
see, that's what's happening.
Don't forget, remember you're talking to Lincoln.
Who?
Exactly.
Oh my
I'm going to
God.
talk right between you guys.
Between two guys.
Between two guys.
Hey,
Hey, Aaron.